All right, call this meeting, Board of Education to order. Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Here.
Mr. Gamlin?
Here.
Mr. Gibson?
Here.
Mrs. Shutt?
Here.
Mr. Sewell?
Here. Stand and join me. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
The first item, go to superintendent's report. Mr. Culver.
Okay. So we're in the cafeteria having to roll out our new income statement form in final forms, where we're asking all families to fill out the family household count and also what's the household income. This is an aggregate number. Individual data does not get shared. All we do is use the information to then total the numbers and report to the state what our income levels are in terms of whether or not a kid qualifies or doesn't qualify. So we still have to use those numbers to qualify for federal funding. So while every kid will eat for free, regardless of what their income status is, we still need income data to see would they have qualified for benefits under the meal program, and are they classified as economically disadvantaged so that we can report to the state and still qualify in those tabulations for federal dollars. So we put that form in the final forms and are asking our families to fill that out as they ramp up the back to school effort. We have a freezer on the fritz at Bascom, so we ordered a new freezer today. So it will arrive sometime in the next few weeks, and we'll make sure it's got wheels on it, roll it into place, plug it in. Pretty simple. It's about $5,500, and that will come out of cafeteria budget. And then we have one other minor piece of equipment that Mrs. Deere informed me of today. That's a warmer. We have a technician coming out to see if it can be repaired. If not, that might be something that we have to replace. But anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. And once again, the cafeteria budget pays for that equipment. And our cafeteria budget is rather healthy, so we need to make sure that the state, if we're in danger of accumulating too much money there, they want to make sure that you're spending it down. And these are the perfect types of things that you have those reserves for, so that you're able to spend it to keep your equipment in proper working order and replace it when necessary. Mr. Deere, you have anything else to add? Nope. Okay. So in the area of finance, Mr. Panic has finished the 5-year forecast and has it ready for your approval tonight, so I'll let him comment on that.
So, I said this last year that the state and the biennium budget changed the reporting dates to February and August. August is a specifically really bad time to present you a forecast, especially 2026. So we still don't have any. We haven't even got a tax advance yet, so we don't have our settlements yet for the fall, and we don't have all the salary information for the new teachers' contracts. So this is kind of basically almost the same thing I presented in February. We just have a new fiscal year, and also it's not. I'm not forecasting what changes, either negative or positive, the district might see with some of the property tax reform bills that have passed that won't affect this collection, but should affect the spring collections. So I'll probably, the way I do a forecast, I do this almost monthly. I update it monthly, and that's part of I call it the forecast data entry. That's what you get in your financial packet. So I can present you maybe an updated forecast when it should be done in November. So, other than that, we finished in the green, I would say, about $215,000 last year, fiscal year, and I see us could be slightly deficit spending next year, but I think I can present a more accurate forecast to you in November. But unless there's huge changes, I probably won't present it to the state, or you won't need to approve it. I'll just give it to you in the support docs. Any questions? I do have us maybe collecting a little more in this collection because of I think a lot of people didn't pay, that would have paid in full in spring didn't due to like the letter that was sent out by the county auditor. So,
Anybody up here get your tax bills yet?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So they,
Treasurer's office said they were supposed to be out last week, so most people don't start paying until the bill gets there.
We were all told in writing, don't pay until.
Right, correct, yeah, so that's gonna delay what we would already be, we'd already have
we should have
3 or
had,
4 weeks
yeah,
worth of payments.
we usually get our first advance in the last day, the last week of July.
Yeah.
So we haven't got anything yet.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Probably not this week though.
And on that forecast number, when Mr. Panic talks about the teacher's salary, the new contract is in there. What happens is you don't have them as concrete as they can be because, for example, our teachers have until August 31st to show that they've, acquired a master's. And so sometimes you're going to see 2 or 3 people that have updated, transcripts and graduate hours because they've got, now master's plus 20 or whatever the case might be there. A lot of our newer teachers have not yet been finalized. It's unofficial because we haven't received some final transcripts based on the courses that they are finishing during the course of the summer as they complete their degrees officially. So those are things that are, you've got a good estimate, but it's not exactly as pinpoint as it usually has it in the fall forecast because you know what the salaries are by November. So just a little bit of ambiguity there when it comes to personnel. Also, when it comes to personnel, I want you to know that special ed is probably going to drive some additional costs for us this year. We probably have 4 to 5 new case situations that might require a 1-to-1 aid. A couple of them are off-site for us, probably 3 on-site. And so what we're seeing across the county, we've been fighting for about the last year with Fairhaven. Fairhaven, under fiscal duress, is starting to trying to balance their books, and they have every legal right not to offer services to school-age children. So they will offer services to the school-age children they want to, but if they choose that they can't accept a case, they have every right to do that. And what Fairhaven is doing is denying more students. And that's not just from LaBrae, that's coming for a lot of districts across the county. What's happening as a result is the ESC is responding by opening up more units. And they will open up 5 new units this year that did not exist last year. They gave us one example in a recent meeting where 10 years ago we had 18 MD units in the county. This year we'll have 32. That's just MD, that's not ED, that's just one label. So what you see are a greater incidence, I guess, of what we would typically call low incidence, high needs. And when you have those high needs, they can get kind of costly. And so if we are going to try to hire 1-to-1 aides, those can create some challenges in finding those people. So while ideally we'd like to be able to go out and offer a little bit better wage and not make it a full-time year-to-year bargaining unit position, I'm not sure that we will have any other option. And when you make it a bargaining unit position, the cost goes up exponentially. So you might spend maybe $18,000 a year on someone making $20 an hour. But when you put them in the union making $14.50 an hour and benefits are now available, now you could be talking $30,000 to $35,000. And when you're going to hire 4 or 5 of them, you could be talking $150,000. So, but we've got to fill those positions because those are legally obligated. So we're working through that. We posted internally for multiple positions, and we'll see how that plays out. Here's the caveat with that. In any given moment with population, a lot of times those populations can be transient. Families move and they come and go. Or, like in some cases, they get court placed, and a court determines that they are now placed with a family within our community, and we're obligated to educate. So a lot of times what we'll do is we do excess cost contracts in the fall. And then in the winter, Mr. Panic does the billing process through the Ohio Department portal. And then the result is that we're billing for last year. So this year, where our real-time costs go up, we won't get any reimbursements on that until next year when we're able to build those other districts back with some excess costs. And in some cases, we'll be able to file catastrophic costs with the state on high needs situations. However, those reimbursements are relatively really small. We might file 3 or 4 kids a year to get catastrophic costs, and we might get $5,000 back for all of them.
Yeah.
But we will have spent $32,000 apiece.
Well, yeah, the threshold initially is 27,000.
Yeah. But you don't get the excess for each one of them. You get an aggregate formula that the state divvies out. And I will tell you that this is such a key component to the Fair School Funding Plan. We already have an economically disadvantaged study. We have a special education study, and those will be key components in the next budget negotiations as the Fair School Funding Work Group is going to be advocating for justly funding special education, because federal special education dollars are down, state special education dollars generally tend to remain relatively flat. They do not mirror the growth in the cost that goes along with special ed. But naturally, those are costs that we're going to incur to some degree to try to do the best we can for students and staff, because when you're not properly staffed with that either, it becomes very difficult to service that child or those children at a reasonable level. So those are some of the challenges we'll be facing with personnel early on in this school year. And that's a perfect segue to one of the things that I'm working to coordinate, which is I think it's really important for communities to understand all of the things that impact public education today. So I am working on scheduling. The date is September 29th. It is a Tuesday evening at 6:30 right here at LaBrae. We're going to host a Greater Western Reserve Public School Funding Forum. And I've reached out to John Patterson, who is the representative, who was one of the bipartisan members, along with Bob Cupp, that created the Fair School Funding Plan. He's committed to coming. We're going to give some context and help people understand what the Fair School Funding Plan does, what it attempts to accomplish, where are we in its implementation. We are also going to have some treasurers and some financial experts on hand. Ryan Gazzoni is one of them. We're waiting for him to commit. We got Ryan Pendleton. Katie Johnson from OASBO. She's the executive director of OASBO, which is the Ohio Association of School Business Officials. She'll be in attendance and is willing to participate. And we want to give attendees an opportunity to understand, okay, fair school funding, property tax reform, how do those go together? What have been the changes that have happened in recent times? And how's that impacting school funding? And then we also are going to bring in former state rep Stephen Dyer. He serves on the steering committee for Vouchers for Ohio, and he does the 10th period blog on Substack. He's got an extensive knowledge. He was part of the original school funding evidence-based model plan back in 08, 09, and 10. But he's no longer in the legislature, but he does a lot of research and blogging on school funding and specifically the vouchers. And so we want him to be able to come in and share some information on exactly how is that expanded voucher program in Ohio, what's the data look like. So he'll be a key component. And then naturally the segue is to provide people an update on where is the lawsuit that the VHO has filed. And so we'll have potentially other steering committee members or even Mr. Bill Phillips, who's the executive director of Ohio Equity and Adequacy, in attendance to give an update. So the idea is 10 to 15 minutes with each of those components, and then a lot of opportunity for question and answer as warranted. And then the goal is to broadcast this. So we'll get our Virginia working on PR. We're going to make sure that every board member in Trumbull County is invited. We're going to expand this to Geauga County, Ashtabula County, Mahoning County. That's why it's the Greater Western Reserve Public School Funding Forum, something along those lines. Because we really, would love to see this place packed, and we know that's not going to happen because people lead busy lives and some people won't be aware of it. But if you get 50 to 75 people to show up across the 4-county area, you're doing something pretty good because people will want to know what's going on. There's probably no better time to do this than right now because of everything that's happening with property taxes in Ohio, school funding. And one of the things that I see that I don't like is people blaming schools. Because we've got problems with property taxes and school funding, but it's not all the school's fault. And what a lot of people would like to say is, oh, they got a spending problem. We have state reps that say we have a spending problem. But when you go back and look at our expenditures, the data shows schools in Ohio do not have a spending plan. Aggregate. You might be able to cherry pick one or two. You can say, look how their expenses blew up. But when you look at aggregate data for public schools, the spending is not necessarily what the critics would say it is when it comes to you guys don't know how to manage your money. So I share that with you because that's something that we'll be working on over the next 7 to 8 weeks to try to make sure we have a good event that tries to educate the people as this is becoming and is an issue that is at the forefront of people's minds. So, in the area of facilities and transportation, I'm sure if you came in, you saw our event entrance. We tried to pour some concrete late last week, but the rain was intermittent. And when you're putting that dyed concrete down on those sides where that's exposed right now, ready for the concrete, you don't want to have water on it. We're a little afraid of possibly, some fading, if you will. So we want a more dry environment. We're going to try to do it today, but naturally, today isn't a good day, so we're trying to schedule it for Wednesday to complete phase 1. We also had a meeting following the last board meeting in July with Mr. Yoho, and we are looking at moving forward with phase 2. I mean, we had the money. We're just trying to do things in phases, but we decided after that conversation to just move forward with it. Let's get it done right now and get it out of the way, and we'll adjust accordingly with our budget. I'll also tell you we're going to contract with Secure One or Securitech for security upgrades. The goal is we are going to undergo probably within the next 8 weeks, we're waiting on equipment, to increase the number of panic buttons throughout the building. Right now we have a limited number of panic buttons, but we tried a few years ago to get a grant for this and failed. Now we're in a position to make this happen on our own. So we're going to use facility money and we'll strategically locate blue lights or dome lights throughout the hall that when it's blinking, visually it says to the person, that's a panic alarm, lock down. We'll also have an auditory signal, and we'll also have panic buttons that any student or staff member can push strategically located throughout the hall and the public spaces. The goal is to make it more accessible so that anybody can respond in a panic environment that's necessary for a lockdown to alert people that we have an emergency. This was born out of a drill that we did last spring, then a debrief with Officer Hoffman, and we talked about, hey, where can we improve? So that was one of the glaring areas where, from a communication standpoint, how can we more seamlessly make our people aware that there's an emergency environment? And that upgrade will happen in both buildings. So unfortunately, we won't be ready for the start of the school year, but we will be ready in the near future after the school year starts. And that's all I've got for facilities, events, finance. We're going to, in a minute, if you got any questions, we'll move on to recognize some staff members. But any have any questions on that?
We're going to update or add any more cameras?
We've done that. There's no plan right now in the immediate future, but we have done that within the middle school. We've added, a couple years ago, we did an increase in basketball. Oh, and I should mention one thing about basketball I forgot to put in my notes. Last year in the first grade hall, after we waxed and we had some stripping going on with the liquid and the moisture on the ground, we did see some cupping and some issues with the flooring. Was not as significant as it was this year. After we waxed it a few days later, in late July, we started to see a lot of spots in the hallway where the tile was bubbling up and peeling. After looking at it, I've decided, and talking to a vendor, that we need to replace the whole thing. So that's going to create a strategic deployment, if you will, of tearing up and laying it down. It comes with a coating already on it, a thin commercial coating. So it might take 2 or 3 days, and they're willing to work on the weekend. We'll rip up that hallway, the entire first grade hall. We'll match the color scheme as it is now. The color won't match completely to what's there with the gray field tile and the red border trim, but it'll be pretty darn close for the entire hall. And then once we get a couple weeks of that cement to cure, then we'll pay our custodians, if it's necessary on the weekend, to come in, scrub it, and put 3 or 4 coats of wax on it to get us through the rest of the year. But right now it's not a good situation from a safety standpoint, and don't want to see more tile respond adversely as we go throughout the year, and then we got a bigger dilemma on our hands. Total cost of that is about a $17,500 expense paid for out of our PI funds. So thanks for mentioning basket, but yeah. But as far as your answer to the cameras, we've done that within the last few years. We've upgraded in pockets.
I thought we did. I thought we had enough to be upgraded.
Yeah. And there's a few cameras that Mr. Calderwood has worked with our vendor to upgrade isolated situations where maybe the camera needs replaced because the clarity isn't what it was when we installed the first one 14 years ago or 13 years ago, and we want a little more higher resolution. Any other questions? Okay. So tonight we have some guests of honor that find their way back to LaBrae for one, at least interim session of recognition. And we're so appreciative of them being here. And when we had some other people able to come in July, we had some schedule conflicts, and we're fortunate for these three ladies to be with us tonight. But again, like a number of people that have worked for us in the past, all three of these ladies are distinguished because they are alumni. And it is special when you have people who are graduates of Leavittsburg High School or LaBrae High School, as we were since the class of 71, I believe it was, because there's a special understanding that comes with them serving the community. They know these kids, they know this community, and it's part of their fabric and their DNA. And that's what makes it great and so bittersweet when you have great people that have been born and raised in your community and are part of the fabric of it, that serve your kids diligently, and they deserve a pat on the back and a hearty thank you when they walk out the door. And that's the intent of them being here. So the first person we want to recognize served as an aide originally at Bascom, or maybe not Bascom, but in one of maybe our elementary schools. When I first got here, I knew her as a library aide at Bascom Elementary, and then eventually she moved into a title aide where she was phenomenal. She was great as a library aide, but I know that she was so valued by the staff down there in her role as a title aide. So Teresa Frederick has completed her 30th year of service to LaBrae, and we are appreciative of her work. So Teresa, if you would come forward, and we're going to get a picture with you and the board over here by the flag, and we want to congratulate you, so we can congratulate you, Teresa. We're going to want to get everybody up for this, just like we did last week.
I will say, after hearing what you had to say, Mr. Calderon, I feel so truly blessed and grateful that I was able to give this 30 years back to the community that I feel like gave me so much. So just thank you for the recognition.
Thank you for being here. Let's get a group photo with the board, please. Ready? All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Everybody keep that smile. Good. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Teresa. Teresa, let me give you a box.
Yeah, I've got a box for you too, Teresa. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything.
If you want to slide that. And then you don't have to worry about.
Oh gosh, I don't know how to do it.
Stay over here, Tim.
I'm just wandering.
Wandering around, are you? Looks like you lost.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you. Congratulations. So our next individual, also, as I said earlier, is an alumni. She is completing her 28th year at LaBrae. Prior to being a teacher at LaBrae, she taught at TCTC as well, and so for 28 years, she was in the career tech field of business and accounting and computer education for our students. In addition to that, did a lot of things with coaching, was our head girls basketball coach for a number of years, and just always willing to step up and support kids by supporting our programs and being a ticket taker, doing just a number of things along those lines to do what educators do, which is to step out of just your classroom duties, but to do more beyond that. And we're so appreciative of that. So Mrs. Aldridge, congratulations. Thanks for being here. You look tan and rested.
thank you to this community. I came here in 6th grade, so I was a champion to begin with, but I came to LaBrae in 6th grade, won't hold that against me. Raised my kids and now my grandkids, so you'll see a lot of me still. My husband's down in the gym doing his volleyball thing, so who knows how much longer he'll do that. But yeah, just want to thank everybody, and you know, you guys have all been friends, and like I said, once a Viking, always a Viking. So, you know, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, no problem.
Stay right in there.
Okay.
Tighten her up a little bit, loosen up. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. One more. Thank you. Good. Congratulations. Let me get a box for you.
I got it.
Yeah, that's it.
You got it. Piece of fish. There you go. Thank you.
I gave her. That was hers.
Yeah, you good.
Okay, good deal.
I get it.
No offense to the other 2 ladies, but we saved the best for last. There's a special place in our heart for Greeks. So, Tina Tomazis is a LaBrae graduate, started her career, I think you started at PD, am I not mistaken, correct,
I
Mrs.
did.
Tomazis? And then after a number of years was able to come back home and worked at LaBrae. I don't know how she traveled within the district. I think one time you might have been at the intermediate, you were at the high school originally, middle school, English. I know recently, last year on Facebook, one of her former students out of the blue, and I always tell our teachers, and I shouldn't say always, but a number of times I've told our teachers, nothing is more rewarding than when somebody reaches out to you and says, you made this impact, or you had this effect on me. That is the greatest accomplishment. And there was a kid from probably 15 to 20 years ago when she was a high school, middle school English teacher who reached out and messaged us on Facebook and said, could you please get her a message about how much I appreciate her. And I think if I was correct, he was saying about how she was teaching etymology, which is word roots. And he was appreciative of that because it helped him better understand other language constructs. And I'm thinking, well, that's pretty deep for a former high school student to go back and appreciate. So I made sure that she was aware of that because those are very rewarding moments when those types of things happen. So she ended up, I know, in title, like I said, at the intermediate, and I've known her ever since I got here. She's been at Baskin as our title instructor down there, and a number of wonderful family nights where she's working and coordinating with the staff down there to create, you know, exciting and glamorous activities for our families and our students, and a lot of costumes, lots and lots of wonderful costumes. So I know Tina's had a great career, and she's earned this retirement just like all 3 of these individuals. We want to honor her tonight. So Tina, come on up. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Stand next to
There
the
we go.
student.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. You got everybody? All right, I'll try 1, 2, 3. One more. Perfect. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You want to say anything?
I was at PB for 4 years. My mom and dad graduated from LaBrae. Yeah, Papa. And my dad wanted me to teach at LaBrae in the worst way. And unfortunately, he died. But the very next school year, he pulled some strings above because the next school year I was here. So,
He must have knew a board member.
pardon me?
I said he must have knew a board member.
I have no idea. I have no idea. So,
Awesome.
I appreciate the recognition. It's been a pleasure to be at LaBrae.
Thank you. We appreciate
Absolutely. I
you.
wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else. Thank you.
Now we'll move into Just one final comment. Remember tonight's band night. We've got our ribbon cutting ceremony at 6:45. And outside of that, we'll go to concerns of the board.
Okay, we'll start with concerns of the board. We'll start with Julia. You have anything?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at the phase 1 out there of the concrete and so forth. And when is phase 2 happening?
I wish I could give you that answer. It's supposed to be soon.
I mean, like
I think
this summer?
this August.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
that's going to happen in August. I just think he's balancing, while waiting for cement before he was digging some other things. I personally think he's probably trying to balance a few other projects, and then we're going to get back to it. But it's going to happen this August. That was something that was clear that we're not waiting on that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have a start date.
And so he's removing the burning bush that are at a higher elevation than
We're
the
going to
new
remove them
kind.
all.
Okay,
We're
good.
going to remove all of
Yeah,
that.
so that
we put those
elevation,
pads in.
they'll skim that off.
Yeah, and then we'll worry about the landscaping of that second part later.
Right. Yeah.
But we'll get the pads in and at least put try to get some furniture in there before the fall ends.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Yeah, looking really good.
Thank you. Mr. Gibson?
I don't know.
Mr. Gamble?
No, nothing at this time.
Karen?
Just a couple of things. The car show yesterday was fabulous. There were lots of cars, lots of people. The band did really well. I think our band is going to be really good tonight. I had the pleasure of suiting them all up this year in uniforms, and it's a great bunch of kids, and I think they're pretty excited.
Just hope it doesn't rain.
Right.
Keep our fingers crossed. I do want to congratulate the 3 ladies. I've known a lot of them, and all 3 of them personally, as we're dealing with them. And I know, like you said, they're all community members, so that's awesome. And I know they'll still be around. So very proud to have you guys here. Thank you very much for all your service. All right, public participation. Anybody anything to say? Before we go into the regular agenda items, I don't know if you ladies took special time tonight. You don't have to stay for the meeting if you want to. Free to go. You know, you've probably seen some of these before, and I know they're boring, so it's up to you. Don't feel bad if you gotta leave. Lisa probably wants to go and watch volleyball. Okay, we'll move into the agenda items. Mr. Coleman.
All right, first item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve its minutes from its July 13th regular board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Gamble?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Soul?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation for the board to approve the July financial report as presented by the treasurer.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mrs. Shutt. Any discussion?
Just one little thing about the monthly financials. The 2 investment accounts, the statements weren't available till like Friday, and I was off, so I updated the financials to include those 2 like this morning.
We're done. You made a comment.
Okay,
Do a vote.
no other discussion?
One of the things I will tell you, the one sweep account, where, we have the Huntington Bank account, where we earn interest off of that, so it's another
Yes.
higher interest bearing account than checking. Mr. Panic had to move some money out of that, about $700,000, back to our checking account to be able to meet payments. And that's because we don't have property tax revenue on it. So we have to, that's what that account's there for. We put it into a sub account, earns a lot more interest for us, 3%, as opposed to 0.05. And then when we need it, we can pull it back. And then when we start getting property tax revenue, he'll move it back over to that higher interest account until we need it again.
Is that a savings?
No, it's
Not
not
a CD.
No, it's just a revolving account. And what Huntington does to keep us FDIC insured is they move it out across the nation in a wire of networks to other banks. That's all it is. But it's there, and we have it in an instant if we need it.
It's kind of like a sweep account.
That's exactly what it is, a sweep account. Yep.
All right, Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Gamble?
Yes.
Mr. Soul?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation the board approve the August fiscal 2027 financial forecast and assumptions as presented by the treasurer.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion?
One additional note to the forecast is, there were two, I guess, forecasts in your supporting docs. One is a 5-year forecast that I traditionally had to submit in the past. The other one is really a 4-year forecast that is the new template we use to submit to the state. So that last year is FY 2030. But it's the same besides the additional year.
Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin.
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the renewal of the district's athletic insurance policy with S3 Direct Insurance Services, and it's plan number 3 in the amount of $8,950, and that's for this coming school year, and there's no change to that policy premium. It's been the same for the last 3 or 4 years.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Shutt, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the SRO agreement with Warren Township Police, and that would be effective July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin.
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board authorize the expenditure of fiscal 2027 funds in 018 accounts for the purpose of staff and student appreciation and building climate initiatives at the discretion and approval of the building principals.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin.
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board accept the resignation of Tracy Hart, classified staff member, effective August 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Gamlin, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mr. Gamlin,
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item is a recommendation that the board approve or accept the resignation of Olivia Bosley, middle school secretary, effective immediately.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board accept the resignation of Mike Bosley, bus driver, effective immediately.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mrs. Shutt, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin.
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the employment of Todd Rowe on a 1-year administrative supplemental contract as the district test coordinator with compensation set at $1,000.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Gamlin, second by Mrs. Shutt. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mr. Gamlin.
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve Amy Frederick, certified administrator, as an OTES 2.0 credential teacher evaluator, effective July 20th, 2026 through July 20th, 2028.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Gibson, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin.
Yes.
Mr. Sold.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the Board of Education approve the employment of Melissa Rutherford as a classroom aide for the 2026 Summer Kindergarten Readiness Program, Bouncing and Bascom, on an as-needed basis, to be paid $14.05 per hour.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mrs. Shutt, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the employment of Brian Pashotti as a Bascom custodian effective August 8, 2026, on a one-year limited contract.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion?
We do have Mr. Pashotti in attendance with us this evening, so Brian, if you please stand, if you put a name with a face, if you will. We're glad to welcome him back. He did a good job. We're glad to see he desires to be back at LaBrae.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come back.
Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve Grace Barnhart as the VLC monitor on an as-needed basis at the substitute per diem rate for the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Gamlin, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve Sarah Aldridge as a certified substitute teacher on an as-needed basis for the 26-27 school year at the board-approved substitute teacher rate, per diem rate. I think I gave you an update on this in your memo.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mrs. Shutt. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve Kelsey Chapman as a part-time nurse at the rate of $25 per hour, not to exceed an average of 29 hours per week, effective August 31st through June 3rd, 2027.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Gamlin, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the following individuals as non-certified teacher substitutes at the daily sub rate on an as-needed basis for the coming school year. Those individuals would be Camille Colvin and Deb Burns.
You skipped one.
You skipped
Oh,
one.
did I?
Yeah.
Thank
My
you.
apologies. Let's go back up. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
We still got plenty of time. Recommended that the board approve the employment of Kristen Huff as the LaBrae Middle School Principal Secretary, classified position effective for the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Gamlin, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Good. I'm glad to see you guys are paying attention. What would a board meeting be without me rushing around?
Just
I do it all the time, right? So,
check it in on us.
anyway, I appreciate it. So, all right, now I'm asking you to approve the following individuals as non-certified subs at the sub rate: Camille Colvin and Deb Burns.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation for the board to employ the following Title I tutors, paraprofessionals, not to exceed 5.5 hours a day or 29.5 hours in a week. At the rate identified herein, you can see Savannah Armstrong and Elizabeth Rizzo for Bascom Elementary at $20 an hour.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mrs. Shutt. Any discussion?
I will tell you that this is probably going to be temporary, but I would expect that some of our potential openings will be possibly filled by these individuals, but we still want to, get them hired, and then we'll work out the details later if some things change. Okay?
Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Salt?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board employ the following certified instructional tutor paraprofessional, not to exceed 5.5 hours a day or 29.5 hours average in a week, and that's Lynn Ryder, LaBrae Intermediate, at $25 an hour.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mrs. Shutt, second by Mrs. Gamble. Mrs. Ansell?
Yep.
Sorry.
Just apologizing to you, Brad.
Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mr. Swope?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve James Starkey as a substitute bus driver for the 26-27 school year effective August 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion? Please, we got another bus driver. Even the subs take them.
Working on it.
Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Swope?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve approve Elizabeth Sutliff, school nurse, at her fiscal 27 per diem rate for administrative services in preparation for the new expanded Medicaid billing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion?
Because we're expanding the program, there's more services we can claim through Medicaid. She's going to use these 3 days to work with Mrs. Frederick, a lot of the administrative work, a lot of the getting logged into the portal, knowing how to file forms, fill out things correctly, prep work on student rosters. We don't get the money this year. We're actually, I think, 2 years behind.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we got $93,000 last year in
For-
Medicaid reimbursements.
For FY.
Not for last year.
No, right.
Last year for 2 years
Yeah,
prior.
yeah.
So, and now that they're expanding the billing, we expect that number will continue to rise. So, trust me when I say that we're going to pay her for 3 days of extra work, but the program's going to pay for itself in those 3 days. Okay?
Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Swope?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item is a recommendation that the board approve the rate of $30 an hour for certified personnel involved in special ed testing meetings beyond the established school day, beyond the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Gamlin, second by Mrs. Ansell. Any discussion?
All right, so this is, if it's not on a teacher calendar of 183 days, the teacher is paid $30 an hour to attend testing meetings. That's what it does. Okay.
Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Swope?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
The next item is a recommendation that the board approve the rate of $100 for certified personnel involved with special education IEP development beyond the established school day, beyond the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Swope?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item is a recommendation that the board approve the following lunch prices for the coming school year. You see an increase in the milk price, and then the adult breakfast and the adult lunch.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Shutt, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Swope?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item is a recommendation that the board approve the following athletic supplemental positions for this school year. You can see those listed there for our summer physical fitness, and then some advisor positions, coaching positions for percussion and majorette and flag line.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mrs. Shutt. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell?
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt?
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Swope?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
The next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the following individuals as classified subs for the 26-27 school year. And of course, most of those individuals have been working for us this summer, will continue to work for us, as well as some individuals that we hired last year as subs. We're going to let them continue to work in that capacity.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin,
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Abstain because of the conflict.
Mr. Soul.
Yes, motion carries. 40 yeas, 1 abstention.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the following resolution, which is basically a resolution granting complimentary passes for staff members. So satisfies the desires of an auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Shutt, second by Mr. Gamlin. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mr. Soul.
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Next item on the agenda is a recommendation that the board approve the following use of facility request, and that's for the Trumbull County Engineers Office or the commissioners. They want to do a public meeting for the Caleb Sewer Road project and do that on Wednesday, the 23rd. And they'll be renting it. I think the meeting might be 6 to 9, I'm not sure. But I think their rental agreement copy might have been included. And they will pay for that.
Okay.
So there will be a rental fee.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Ansell, second by Mrs. Shutt. Any discussion? Treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Ansell,
Yes.
Mrs. Shutt,
Yes.
Mr. Gamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Soul.
Yes, motion carries 5-0. I don't see any need for any executive session unless somebody has some time. All righty. Entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gamlin, second by Mrs. Shutt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for coming.